All right, and welcome back to case study number 35 of this series, so brilliantly titled Kirk's 40 Case Study Closings. I'm your host, Ryan Kirk, and these case studies range from vacant lots to custom luxury homes and total $2,042,081.71 in profits and equity, without having to personally go see the property on some, with no cash, no credit of my own. It varies, and I'll explain, and I do it all with Flip Logic and 1-888 cash offer. Now let's get into number 35 of the 40 case studies. And that brings us to 505 Delaware in Imperial Beach, California. Imperial Beach is just south of the San Diego Bay, so it's pretty much right before the border, almost, but Mexican border. There's I think maybe Chula Vista and something else in between there, but pretty close. Lead type off market. This was an estate sale. So they were wanting to get rid of all of their junk, sell it, garage sale. They put this up on Craigslist for sale by owner. You could duplicate that same lead origination just by running a seller Craigslist campaign search in Flip Logic, and it would just be a simple ad. It's just for sale by owner. Property condition. And one thing I want to clarify too, when you're looking for sale by owners on Craigslist ads, don't respond or stay away from the leads that have like ARV or estimated repair costs in them, because those are other wholesalers who have those properties under contract that they're trying to move. A plain Jane ad is what you're looking for. Maybe they don't have any photos. Maybe it's just one photo, and it's just a very ordinary vanilla ad. Hey, want to sell my house. Or they give a little bit about it. There may not be a whole lot of keywords in it. There may be some, but it's not going to be something like completely obvious like ARV or estimated repairs. Maybe it may say good for a flipper or good for an investor or something along those lines. Old, original, needs work, needs repairs, TLC. But usually these sellers, just like if you were trying to sell your house, you're not going to say, hey, fire sale. It's going to be very subtle. So look for the subtleties. That's the key with Craigslist for sale by owner ads. Property condition, awful. Had some structural repairs that were needed as well. And it was a 3-1, so you needed to do a bathroom add-on in order to really make this thing work. Seller's motivation, speed, certainty, and convenience. Gotta love that. Most sellers who have fixer homes that they want to move like this, that's what they're looking for. So the ARV on this came out to about $425. Repair costs were $65,000 or $37 a square foot. Again, that's on the upper high side. Again, structural, and it needed everything from roof to some foundation work to a bathroom add-on. So on the high end, I should say the awful end, you'd be at $35 to $40 a square foot in this market, in this ARV. If you're in a lower ARV market, maybe you're closer to 20. So the seller said yes, by law of reciprocity. Hey, if we pay all cash, pay all closing costs, close on the date of your choice or in 14 days, what's the best price you can do? If they don't give you the price that will work for you, you let them know, that's more than what we can pay. We would need to be closer to $265 in this case. Our investor came from a marketing blast. You can also look at the surrounding comps. Were those flips, where they bought and sold twice within 12 months? If so, look up the chain of title, the name in that chain, and call them up, pitch them, because they'll be a good candidate to buy this if you're looking to wholesale. You can also run an instant cash buyer search in Flip Logic and do a marketing blast to those buyers as well. And $275, so let's look at that. So if you take $275, add the repair costs of $65,000, that gives you $340,000. Divide that into $425,000, which is the ARV, and that'll tell you that the investor paid ARV times 80% minus repairs. So they paid 80% of the ARV minus repairs. That's what the investor was willing to pay. That probably resorted in a ROI above 10%. and they were doing the add-on and doing structural, so they did have a longer holding time because of the add-on. That can add on another month or two for permits and then doing the work. So they definitely want a higher ROI than the norm. So instead of 10%, which would be the norm here, and probably closer to 83% of the ARV minus repairs, they bought it at 80%, which was probably closer to a 15% ROI, roughly. So that's kind of how the numbers broke down. And our profit was $10,000. We put it under contract. We did an assignment, and they closed on it all cash, and it was a very smooth closing. You would not, and I don't believe we did, have to use any of our own cash as far as a deposit goes. Again, I always use a 5 business days on the deposit timeline. So that gives you 7 calendar days to find an investor, get them over there, get them committed and willing to wire non-refundable deposit, give them the assignment, have them wire, and then you would never have had to put up a deposit should they beat that timeline for you. And then as far as having to personally go see the property, yes, had to personally go see it, and yes, you would have to too, because it was owner occupied, and you do not want your investors fraternizing with the seller when they're doing their inspection. So you'd have to be there or have somebody from your team be there to moderate and keep the seller entertained and just keep it arm's length that way. And it's always good to let your investors know, hey, listen, go ahead, go through there, do your inspection, and then we'll discuss, price, terms, findings after the inspection. Sound good? Great. That's it. That covers it. So again, hey, statistically, only 10% of YouTube videos are watched to the end. So if you're in that 10%, you're a hustler, persistent, determined to succeed. And I wish you much success. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to working with you.